Yo, welcome back to another CDR Racing League, and today we are at Tempo Speed, also known as Monza. And I had one of the most dominating qualifying pace I've ever had in F1 2026 game. And should we go with the qualifying? Going with the qualifying, brake after 100 meter and then downshift to the second gear to have better rotation and exit for the exit turn 2. Going on for the final turn, brake a little bit and go up to throttle. Going to use all the boost for the final brake, activating S mode, and the time will be 1.19.9. It's a decent qualifying lap time, but let's go for another one. Going to the turn 1, I brake much later than last time, and I get much better exit, which causing me going up to 2 tenths up. Turn 4, brake after 100 meters. And turn smooth, a little tap on the boost button, medium, and then a big lift, back on the throttle, medium, and a little tap on the brakes, and go back on the throttle, boost a little bit. Going on the final turn, I'm almost 3 tenths up, but I touch the grass on the final turn, losing a little bit time on the exit, and now I have a little bit less battery than last time, and I have 2 tenths improvement. It will be 19.7. I'm 7 tenths up to the P2, and at this point I'm not sure if I can beat that lap time, but somehow I did. Braking after 100 meters, a double wheel flick. We're going to down to second gear and going on the throttle. I'm barely improving, just half a tenth, and going on the turn 4, braking after 100 meters, smooth on the turning. Again, a little going on the gas, medium on the ARS, big lift, again on the medium, and a little tap on the brakes. A little bit unsure on the turning, but it was fine. 1 tenth up improvement, but the delta is going down because we're losing a little bit less battery. Very smooth on the steering wheel and those corners, on the mediums, and now back on the boost mode, and it will be 1.5 tenth improvement. I know that I made a mistake here, so maybe I will improve a little bit more, and I turn perfectly here, going up to 3 tenths up delta, but I forget to use S mode and the delta is going down. It's a mega lap and pole position for the race. Heading to the race, I'm trying to have 10,000 RPMs, but I'm too focused on the RPMs, and because of that I get a bad start, and Aries get excellent start compared to me. He's ahead of me on the straight. I try to be alongside, but he has the inside and I just back off, and I think okay, let's play this safe. I can overtake him on the straight, I have the pace advantage, but now I'm just saving the battery. But those two guys just overtook me like an F2 car, and I'm going for 3 wide and even almost crashing with each other and losing for me time. On the same lap I get good run on Hicks and I have the battery advantage, and I easily overtake him on this straight. Now I have the Chris Berry who is in front of me. Unfortunately he has to box because of the rules of the MRC League, which says that if you are 1 tier above you need to pit on the first lap. At this point I was closing so much to Aries, so I thought maybe I try to overtake him. This is the best point now. I brake very late on turn 1, almost overshoot the corner, hard wheel flicking, but I managed to stick in and make the overtake dumb. But that doesn't mean it's over. There's another straight here, and those guys are using all the battery. I'm on 0. Just drive past me again, and I had to back off this fight, and instead of gaining I lost 1 position to Hicks. So at this point I learned I cannot overtake when I'm low on the battery. I need to overtake them when I'm almost full recharge. So I let those 2 guys fight, and I tried to recharge as much battery as I could possibly and let them race. Tried to make them lose all the battery from the fighting, and they are still alongside, which means that they are going almost 0 battery. I'm making the biggest lift off. Hicks locks up the tires, which makes Aries try to go for a move, but he backs off, trying to a little bit scare of Hicks, and they're very close with each other. and now I'm right behind them, so I think okay, now is the best point to overtake, and I'm getting almost pushed to the grass. And now it's a drag race between me and Airways. I have a little bit more battery, and he backs off, giving me a free position. And at this point, in few minutes, the rain will come at any point. Going to the straight, I'm almost zero on the battery, and I'm not sure if I can defend it. But I was lucky that Airways was also low, and he could not overtake me on the straight. Lap 6, it started to rain, but it's not the conditions to box yet because it just started to rain, so there's no point of boxing. But this lap will be very tricky to complete, especially when it just started to rain, and braking when it's a little bit wet, it's very difficult. And going to turn 1, I brake a little bit late and lock the tires. I don't overshoot the corner, but I just lock the tires. Hopefully with the wheel flick I was managed to stick on the apex. Not quite, a little bit overshoot, but it was not a big deal. Going to the next corner, I know I need to a little bit take more safe, so I lift off 50% of the braking and I don't lock the tires. Hold on the track. Airways should struggle more because he has the hard tires, and those conditions are starting to be more and more tricky to drive. You can even see more and more rain on the track surface. Heading to the next corner, I'm marking. I want to do the inters, and now I'm starting to feel I'm very great, struggling with the throttle inputs, and I even almost lost it because I used the curb at the exit, which I lost a lot of time to Airways. Now the race controller disabled the overtake and hot lap, which meant I knew that I need to box this lap and take him safely. I don't want to have 10 seconds penalty. It's very easy to lock up, so very slowly. But then I saw Airways, he's not pitting, and even I saw that he lost to Hicks, and I was wondering what the hell happened behind me. And then going off, the virtual safety car came out, and I see my teammate getting 13 seconds penalty, and soon after he gets a 23, and Airways gets also 10 seconds penalty, which was very weird in my opinion, and those penalty was not deserved. And in the VSC I have 5.5 second lead and a 27 lead to Airways, so it means it can be my easiest win in my life. Lap 21 I have 7.3 second lead. There was not that much really happened, some VSCs, and I've lost most of the time because of the VSC. The worst what could happen was yet to come, and it was a VSC. The worst scenarios could happen, a VSC for me, and I decided to box for fresher tires. And at this moment I thought this was a stupid idea. The degradation is not that big in those tires. I have 2 lap down cars, cannot overtake until I cross the finish line. And Hicks go right now, I get good timing on him, just waiting to overtake, and I just perfectly timed to overtake the lap car, which was Ahmed, who was not racing, he disconnected. Then I had a Smith driver in front of me, and I thought I really lost time because of him, but he moved in the last second, so everything was fine. It was not blocking me right there, and now I have 1.1 gap, 3 laps to go. I need to push everything I have to Hicks. Of course I have fresher tires, but the degradations in inters are not that big, so even though you have done a lot of laps, it's not a big difference from the fresher tires. So I was really not sure if I can make it, so I was pushing everything I could, but the gap was still 1.2 seconds. I could not close the gap to Hicks. I was trying everything to push, and the gap was still 1.1 seconds. And at this moment I thought it would be impossible to overtake. I need to close on this lap, and then I can overtake on the next lap. And I see, going at the exit, he had a little bit of moment, and on the straight I have a little bit less downforce than him because I gained another 1/10, and I knew this is the lap. I need to push everything off of this car, and the gap is closing down. It's now 7.6, now 6/10 on the straight. I'm gaining a lot of the straights corners and better exit, and now I'm a half seconds down to Hicks. Now I thought this can be possible. I'm closing down every single corner. I'm getting closer and closer to him. He's going wide of the corner, which compromises his exit, and now I'm right behind his gearbox. And on these corners I try to have the best exit as possible, so I have a chance to overtake him, which I don't get quite. When I'm closing on the straight, I'm getting closer and closer to Hicks, and I'm trying to a fake dive bomb on him to make him stress, and that pressure works because he goes wide. Now I'm trying to go alongside him, and now it's a drag race on the final lap. Mercedes engine versus Mercedes engine, but he's a customer, so I'm quite quicker than him on the straight, and I'm a half length ahead of him, braking late and making the job done. But doesn't mean I have won the race yet, and I have still a lap to go, and Hicks with behind me can still win this race because I lock up the tires, almost spinning out. I hold on, but because of this, Hicks is right behind my gearbox, and that makes the race much more difficult. I started to feel the pressure from behind. Even though I have fresher tires, it's so much harder to defend when you're leading on the final lap. There's something happens to you and it's just harder to hold on than usually. And it's almost 2/10 down. He's not going for overtake here, it's very dangerous. We need to stick on these two corners, and we did exactly what we needed to do. On the final straight, he is right behind us. It's a pretty big gap to go for a move. I go for the middle of the track, so we had less chance to overtake me. He goes wide, trying to overtake me around side, but he cannot, which means I am the leading the race. I'm bringing the race to the home at Monza. Morris wins. What a race. Thank you for watching. It was a pleasure to have you, and I hope you see you next time. Goodbye.